Hello, my name's Sarah Hagger-Holt and I'm the author of these two books, Proud of Me and Nothing Ever Happens Here. And this week, the 21st to the 25th of June, is School Diversity Week. It's a week set up by the charity Just Like Us, and last year it reached nearly 2 million children and young people in schools. So why do we need a diversity week? Schools are already pretty diverse. If you look around you, there's so much difference. Everyone has their own stories, their own layers of identity. We are different genders, different backgrounds, different skin colours, different interests, different habits. There's huge diversity all around us every day in school. But if we don't talk about or learn about or even celebrate some of this diversity and some of this difference, then it becomes really easy to think it's just better and easier to squash it all down. The bits that make you different and special and perhaps more unusual, those are the bits that instead of celebrating, sometimes we try and ignore and pretend that we're all just the same as everybody else. And this is one of the reasons that when I write books, I like to include lots of different characters from different backgrounds and different families. And especially for me, it's important to include characters from LGBTQ plus families. And I really want to see and include these families in books. I want to see them on TV. I want them to be part of all the stories they read. Because families like these, like my family, we exist. And we are part of the diversity of every school, every workplace, every community. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about those two books and the diversity within them. In this one, Nothing Ever Happens Here, it tells the story of 12-year-old Izzy, whose dad comes out as a trans woman during the course of the book. So Izzy is in a situation where there are lots of changes in her family and she works out how to deal with them and how other people are going to respond to them. And in her school, they don't talk a lot about diversity and about difference. And that makes it quite hard for her because she feels very alone, like her family is the only one. But during the course of the book, actually she finds out that perhaps under the surface of some people she already knows, there are other families that are a little bit like hers. The second book is Proud of Me. This is a story about Becky and Josh, two Year 8 students who are brother and sister. They have two mums and the same anonymous donor. And they respond to their family in really different ways, whether being proud about it or not bothered about it, or trying to find out more about what makes their family the way it is. And one of the things they do, because of the family they're part of, is they join the school's pride group. Your school might have one. It might be called something different. It might be a rainbow group or an LGBTQ plus and allies group. But all of these groups do the same thing. They bring people together to talk about what makes us different, but also the things that we have in common and how to perhaps change perceptions and stereotypes that are harmful about difference. And this is what Becky and Josh and their pride group decide to do in their school. So I'm going to read you a little bit from Proud of Me, from Becky's perspective, about what happens when the pride group go out and about and start to talk about difference and diversity and share that with the people in their school. I don't see why we had to get up so early, grumbles Josh as we walk into school together. We don't have to get anything ready till lunchtime. I've been awake for ages and desperate to get out of the house. I practically had to drag Josh out though. I hope he's not getting cold feet about today. Things are gradually thawing with Josh and Emma. Maybe she and Mum have been talking things over or the yoga's calming her down. But it's been a strange atmosphere at home since the weekend. I'm not sure what our mums would think about what we're doing today. I hope they'd be pleased, if they knew, but by doing this we've created a whole new secret without meaning to. That's why I just wanted to get up and go this morning, to be doing rather than thinking. Mum and Emma, our two mums, have always been clear. Our family's nothing to be ashamed of, but nothing to draw attention to either. We're normal, we're just like everyone else. Some things are, well, not exactly secret, but more private, to keep within the family. Just in case. In case of what? I've never been sure. I struggled to concentrate all morning, and I can tell my best friend Archie's distracted too. He starts working on entirely the wrong problems in maths, algebra instead of fractions, and takes ages to notice he's doing a different thing to everyone else. My mind keeps wandering. I can't help thinking that this was all my idea. What if everyone laughs at us? Or no one's interested? Or it's a disaster? But also I can't wait. As soon as the bell goes for lunch, Archie and I run out of the classroom and head outside. We put out the tables in a spot we know most people will pass. They're piled with card and coloured markers. The sun's shining and there's no breeze, so we don't have to worry about things getting wet or blowing away. The Pride group are there first, but once they start writing their signs and I take their photos, a crowd soon gathers round, asking what we're doing and what's going on. We're trying to get as many people as possible at school to show their support for LGBTQ rights. Kids from every year, teachers too, explains Kai to a group of Year 9 girls who've gathered round the table, curious. You just have to write a message here. They hold out the blank piece of card. No swearing though, or you can use one of these. On the table are cards with slogans we brainstormed and googled at Archie's house at the weekend, written out large and colourful. Love equals love. Pride, not prejudice. Here and queer. Love knows no limits. You don't have to have your face in the picture, says Josh to a nervous-looking girl on the other side of the table. We can just show your hands holding the sign if you like. She nods, relieved. What are you going to do with the photos? Asks one of the girls. We're doing a display for the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Interphobia and Transphobia. It's tomorrow. Kai takes a breath at last. That's Ida Hobbit for short. The photos go up all over the school tomorrow so that anyone who walks into the building will know straight away it's an LGBTQ-friendly place to be. You can do it in a group if you want. The girls check each other's hair, choose their signs and strike a pose. My uncle's married to a man, says the tallest of the girls to her friends after the photo's been taken. Never. Yeah, true. I was their bridesmaid when I was little. Just wait till he knows we're doing this. He'd love it. Here, let me take a photo of us too. I'll send it to him. I'm running from person to person, taking as many pictures as I can. It's frantic, and I'm not sure I can keep up. At last, I hear a voice behind me. Becky, I'm sorry I'm late. I wanted to get lunch first, but I've got my camera. What do I need to do? It's Prakesh from Photography Club, and a couple of others with him too. They said they'd help, but I didn't know whether they really would. Relieved it's not just me and my camera anymore, I point them in the direction of a couple of grinning Year 11s who are holding a sign that says, "Come out for LGBT." So 1 week isn't enough to celebrate diversity in schools, but it's a good start. It's a good opportunity to start to notice and talk and think about what that really means. One day isn't enough for standing up against transphobia or homophobia either. But again, it's a good start. So I wish you all a very happy School Diversity Week this year.